So I'm talking about delivering business value at speed and in an agile, adaptable manner. Now, we know whenever we're trying to make big business change, transformational change, even continuous improvement of a substantial scale, the aspiration we have is always to create the maximum value with a minimum effort, cycle time, and cost. But the sad facts of life just mean that isn't reality. We know that in a large, complex organization, there's an investment of time and effort that does build up over time, and us achieving that aspiration takes time, money, and effort. And one of the challenges is that the stakeholders who bought into that aspiration, bought into that outcome, they have this trough of despair where they wait for what might actually be years for the business outcomes, which is more than just the system implementation outcomes. But we all know about the 80-20 rule, right? How can we drive 80% or more of the desired outcomes with 20% or less of the inputs and the effort and the cost and all the rest of it? We know it's possible. The question is, how do we make it happen in a complex business? So let's take a look at this example here. So the strategic project is a red dotted line here. And as you all know, we're not just talking about system or technology implementations here. You might be able to implement some technology in 6 to 9 months, but anything that impacts business behavior, human behavior, customers, suppliers, employees, business partners, takes time to bed in. You might be talking 2 to 3 years to start delivering a result. So we're underwater with cost to start with, and then the strategy starts to deliver real value, and we're in a positive territory. What we want to be able to do is, in parallel with that, have Pareto projects, which are much shorter cycle, deliver incremental value, allows the business stakeholders to develop agility in operating in the new strategic direction. And that experience itself informs strategy and makes a strategy even more valuable. And even more importantly, probably, is we don't lose the hearts and minds of our stakeholders because we're mitigating that VATOD. Now, speed isn't always well received, I guess, in business. And whilst that's a humorous cartoon, there's some good reasons for that. There is a necessary tension between speed and control. We know business demands are continuously on the increase. Speed is expected. It's a necessity. But our stakeholders are also becoming more tech savvy, and there's lots of positives around that as well. But on the right-hand side, we absolutely know through decades of experience that we need effective risk management, control, security, and governance to make sure that our business maintains integrity and we deliver the broad goals we're going after. So that's a tension which leadership have got to balance. We've got to be able to navigate and balance that tension. And bring your own device was a good metaphor for this. People wanted their own phones or iPads or whatever. They wanted to bring it. Why can't I use that in the business environment? And corporate center would say, well, we're concerned about device security, information security, and other things. But we resolved it. But the lesson to learn is how to manage that tension, because it is a challenge and we have to do it and we have to get better at it. Now, when we don't manage the tension, we end up with a Frankenstack. And I'm sure you all have experiences of that. And it's not something we want. So this is why it isn't quite as easy as it sounds. We also know, we absolutely know, that we cannot keep using received wisdom and hoping to get step change difference in results. We're going to have to think outside the box. It isn't easy, but we have to do it. And that's what we're working on, and trying to work out how to deliver business value with speed and agility. We're making progress.